Easter Sunday. It was Saturday night, and we were in the kitchen dyeing Easter eggs. It was me, my mom, my sister, and my two stepsisters, and we all had our hair up in curlers because, you know, new Easter outfit, going to church the next day. And my mother and stepfather got into a really bad argument, and he punched her in the eye, or backhanded her in the eye with his fist. And she woke up the next morning with this huge shiner. And she put on all this makeup and a big fancy hat, and we walked into church as if nothing had happened. And that's what I learned.
Personal experiences that made you get involved with My Sister's Place?
Yeah, actually, unfortunately, I have. I grew up in a house where domestic violence went on for a number of years. I had an evil stepfather, and so I remember very clearly about being scared late at night, with, you know, listening to my mom and my stepfather argue, and knowing that that was a clear sign that there was something else more heated coming down the line. And I also have, unfortunately, experiences as an adult survivor of domestic violence.
Abuse happens across all educational lines, socioeconomic lines. It happens everywhere, and that's what's so interesting about it. I have all kinds of clients. I have clients that are in high school, I have clients that are in college, I have clients that are single mothers, and they all say the same thing, and they have this look of bewilderment. It's like, how did I get myself in this situation?
dinner.
Hello?
This is what I got. Macaroni and cheese. That's all
Yeah,
I
it's a
need.
great
What's the
day.
story? I called you.
Hey, well, it's
I called
5:15
you
already.
3 or 4 times. What you need to do.
I know I'm late, so what? You were supposed to call me at 4:30 when you got home.
This tastes like crap.
I told you to call me at
Where's my
4:30,
beer?
and you've been home for almost a whole hour. What have you been doing?
All I get is crap from you. I called you all day
Yeah,
long.
well, I'm
You
pretty
never
sure that if you
returned
told
one
one of your
freaking
friends you
phone
call them at a
This
certain
house is
time,
a pigsty.
you wouldn't forget then, would you?
I
No.
was doing? I was working hard, doing laundry. Half a dozen things that need to
You
be
know
done
what?
around here.
It's obvious you
Honestly,
didn't do
I'm
the
sick
damn
of hearing your
dishes.
damn excuses.
Oh,
No, I have to get ready for work. Unlike some people who have mom and dad to pay for everything. Okay, well, you know what? I'm getting sick of hearing your voice. I said I have to go!
I don't know what's going on.
I don't care! Hey, Natty. Come on, give me a fist bump, buddy. What's wrong?
Are you mad at Heather?
No. Sorry. I'm not mad at Heather. I guess I'm just a little tired.
I don't want to read any of my stories, but can we play some video games?
Not now, you don't have to go to work.
Can you take me to work with you today, Johnny? I don't want to be here by myself.
Natty, you know I can't take you to work with me, sweetie.
But I don't want to be here by myself.
Natty, you'll be fine. Dad already went out. Mom should make you some dinner, and then you can go in my room and watch some TV. Okay? I'll tell you what. If you go in my room and play some video games for a little bit, then when I get home from work, you can tell me one of your stories, and then maybe, since tomorrow's Friday and I'm off of work, me, you, and Heather can all go to the movies. Alright? Okay.
Well, did you go to the doctors? And what did they say? You know what? I'm not buying this anymore. I know you didn't fall down the stairs. I know you didn't walk into a door. What are you gonna tell me next? A building fell on you? Ma, you gotta stop doing this to yourself. No, you don't know. This guy's an absolute dirtbag. Yes, he is, Mom. He's no good. You always manage to end up with the same kind of guy. They just leave you upset and crying when they leave. But he doesn't help you out with anything. Who causes you more problems and more work when he racks up your credit card bill with his useless crap, and then he'll bail, leaving you there standing with his debt? Well, I don't understand it, Mom. You're too good for them. Yes, you are. No, listen. This is what you're going to do. Okay. I love you too. Bye.
You okay?
Yeah, I just don't understand what she's thinking half of the time.
What happened this time?
Well, she went to the doctor's because she thinks she has a broken arm.
How did that happen?
Well, she claims she fell down the stairs, but we don't even have a staircase in our house. She's lying about it.
Why would she lie to you?
Oh, it's because of that lowlife she hangs out with. I swear to God, if he was right in front of me right now. I just don't know why she does it. I never understood it. I think she just keeps on trying to find my dad again. But I guess she's just looking in all the wrong places. I just hate hearing her upset. You know, she's there, I'm here an hour and a half away, and there's nothing I could do to help her.
But Sabrina, you're in school. You can't be there for her to clean up her mess all the time. You have a life to live too, and you can't give up this scholarship.
You know, the truth is, if it didn't even matter. It went out while I was there, and it's going on that I'm not. I just don't know. She was just so happy with my father. But when he died, she's never been the same. It's like she has this need that if she keeps on looking, she'll find that. She'll find that guy again. But he's not coming back. She won't see that. I just wish you could listen to me.
But Sabrina, you're trying to do to your mom just what that guy is doing. You may not be hitting her, but you're telling her what to do. Trying to control her. She does need to leave him, but she's the one who needs to be doing the leaving. It's surprising how many women find themselves in situations like this. 30% of Americans say they know a woman who has been physically abused by their husband or boyfriend in the past year.
Vicky, no offense, but you can't possibly understand what it feels like. This is just class paper. This is my mom we're talking about. I just can't sit there and do nothing about it. I have to do something about it. I have to fix this.
But I do understand. And I've been where you are.
What did you mean?
I had a friend. First time I met her was in Brownies. We grew up together. She was amazing. She was a senior in high school when she fell in love. Love. Or what she thought was love. I knew something wasn't right. But I didn't know what to do. I let her convince me that everything was all right. And then, even when I didn't buy it anymore, I didn't say anything to anybody. I wasn't sure what to do. And somehow, he managed to keep her from me. And I just let it go. I just wasn't sure what to do. He had a strange way of loving her. And every time I go home, I visit her grave. I think about what I could have done differently.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
You know, if I learned anything from this, ignoring it didn't fix it. Telling her what to do didn't fix it. You can help your mom, but she has to make the decision. She's the one who has to do the leaving. After Rebecca died, I called some folks at my sister's place to see what I could have done differently.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did working here help you get through your situation?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It gave me strength, because there are so many people devoted to this cause, and when you hear some of the heartbreaking stories that other people have shared with me, it makes what I've been through seem not as bad, because some of the stories that I've heard, it's, oh my God. And me, I was lucky. I had resources. I had family and friends. But not everyone is so lucky. And most of the population that MSP serves come from low income or lower income families and don't have resources.
Usually, if there is something that happens, it will happen again. And it may not be the same action, and that's something that we try to educate teens on, the fact that abuse happens in many ways. You have physical violence, which sometimes happens. You have emotional and mental violence and abuse. And you have sexual abuse. There's also economic abuse, using someone's finances against them. And these different things are usually all present. You usually see emotional abuse happening. You see the isolation happening, the name calling and yelling and put downs that people use, making threats. These types of things are usually existent, and it's not just something that happens one time.
I will tell you this. Once a batterer, they're almost always going to be a batterer. If he hits you once, he's going to hit you again. Don't ever believe that that it's a one-time thing. And I can attest to that personally.
No, I don't really know what to do here.
It's easy. You just have to subtract 2n.
Wait, why would you subtract 2n?
Because you have to get N on one side.
What do you mean one side? You mean like football, touchdown? You gotta get to one side of the field?
I don't remember. I don't know football.
I taught you football, don't you remember?
That was a while ago.
Alright, so then, alright, you get that, what do you get, 0N?
No, because anything times 0 is 0 anyway, so it just cancels out.
Then why would it cancel out? Wouldn't it be like a negative number?
No, it's just 2 minus 2 is 0.
But I don't get this. You know,
I told you, I can't go.
You know, Kelly, you really had me going. Like, you never bail. You like this more than any of us.
Michael, it's not a big deal. Justin just doesn't like the idea of me being away for the whole weekend.
But our families go on this ski trip every single year. And I don't know why that guy has a problem with it. What's his deal? What does he have against you spending time with your families?
He doesn't. He just wants to spend more time with me. If you were in love, Michael, you would understand.
You gonna pick it up?
Look, Michael, we'll talk later. I gotta go. Justin's taking me to the mall to do some shopping, and we're going to the Pirate School Steakhouse for dinner. His treat. Yeah, I'm coming out now. I'll be there in a sec.
It's about time. I've been sitting out here for 10 minutes waiting for you to get your ass out here. You really know how to piss me off.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, and I see you were coming out of his house again. I swear to God, you never learn! Look, I'm sorry. I love you, and I don't want to share you. Today's supposed to be special, and this is me saying I'm sorry. We're supposed to have a good time tonight. All your favorite things. Shopping, and I was even going to surprise you and pick out an outfit for you. And the steak place. Listen, you gotta understand that it makes me crazy when you keep me waiting like this. Spending time with other guys make me feel like I don't matter. Maybe I love you. You don't need to ruin this.
There are a lot of warning signs. Some of those could be your partner having extreme mood swings, being extremely jealous. And when we talk about jealousy, I don't mean just someone telling you how they feel, but then someone trying to control you as a result of their feelings. If they say, you know, I don't want you spending time with your friends anymore, or I don't want you to wear certain outfits and clothes, and trying to control you. Any controlling behavior is definitely a warning sign of abuse. If you find yourself feeling that your self-esteem is being lowered by that person, and they're not putting you up, they're not making you feel better about yourself, but they're making you feel worse, that can be a warning sign.
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm never going to do it again, and see how much I love you, and here's this beautiful whatever, and let's go out to dinner. It's like a honeymoon phase kind of thing. And then that lasts for a short time, and then the cycle starts all over again.
You are no longer spending as much time with your friends or family, and you kind of pull away from those people, and you become very dependent on your partner. So it's very important to try to notice those things early.
I'm glad we didn't go to the Pirates Cove Steakhouse. This is so much better.
Welcome to Hamlin Steakhouse. My name is Paul. I'll be your server for this evening. Yes?
Yeah, the lady will be having a chicken Lisbon, and I will get the same.
They look like normal people. They're often very charismatic and very friendly, and they disarm you with charm and niceness. But it's only when you get to know them up close and personal that you begin to realize or see signs of how they really are. Batters tend to be very controlling. they like to try to distance or create a distance between the person who's being abused and their support group, that being their family, their friends, things like that, because the batterer, of course, doesn't want anybody to know what's going on.
Isn't he so cute?
Whoa!
Hi.
What you guys doing?
Just petting Max, hanging out.
Sweet.
So I heard we were making plans to go to the movies tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
What are we seeing?
What's that?
Alvin and the Chipmunks? Sounds good to me.
Do you know what it's about?
Not a clue.
Alright, just making sure. So.
John, you have to walk the dog.
Alright. Do you want to come walk the dog?
Let's go.
Alright, come on, Max.
Come on, Max.
Max, come on.
Come on, baby. Come on, Max.
Come on.
Why do people who have been victims of domestic violence return back into the relationship with the abuser?
That is a very good question, and it's something that a lot of times we judge people by. We say, like, if you go back, then, you know, now it's your problem. And unfortunately, we don't realize that a lot of times people return for many reasons. One of the main reasons is that they're in love with that person, and they may not want to end the relationship, they just want the abuse to end. You don't date someone who starts out being abusive to you because that's not what you're looking for. That person is usually very nice and kind, and they treat you the way you want to be treated, and the abuse happens pretty slowly, and then you get in pretty deep, and that's when it's hard to get out. Another reason why a victim of abuse might go back to the relationship could be fear. They could be afraid that that person may hurt them, and they feel that it's safer for them to be in the relationship and endure the abuse than possibly suffer a more fatal consequence.
When you're making the decision to change your whole life, I can leave this person who just beat me up, or I can believe what they say. They're never going to do it again, and I'll stick it out and see if it gets better. And that's often where people's head is. There's always something about the abuser that makes the person continue to be drawn to them.
Think about it this way. When you initially go into a relationship, it's good, you know. There's flowers, there's movies, and you have that feeling that makes your heart patter. I mean, no one walks in and punches you in the face, okay? No one walks in and calls you a bad name. It gets to that point where it slowly erodes to, it gets that point slowly, okay? So in a situation where someone is denying that a person, it's their fault or a person's a bad person, it's because generally they're trying to cling on to the good times. And that's not unique to teens. That happens to adults as well. And we try to put on those glasses where we only see the good things because we want to believe that the person that we fell in love with, that was perhaps our first sexual encounter, is a person that's really a good person, and they wouldn't do that. So clearly, the person wasn't acting that way before, so I must be doing something to trigger this behavior. And also, that may be reinforced by the person who is abusing you telling you that it's your fault.
Even though the situation that you're in is difficult, it's violent, it's scary, it's unsettling, you know, you're always walking around on eggshells, it's scary what's on the other side of that door. Because you're walking out into something that's brand new, and it's, you know, your normal might be crazy, but it's still what you know as normal. And then unfortunately for folks who were abused when they were children and then they wind up in abusive relationships, that abusive cycle is what is normal to them, even though it's hurtful and painful and damaging. It's what they're accustomed to. So even though I'm not getting the kind of good love or good attention that I should be getting, what I'm accustomed to is what I've known my whole life. So it's like a cycle that just keeps repeating itself.
a lot of times the violence escalates, partly because the other person feels that they're losing the control that they had over you. So they'll try and very hard to get that back. So it is very possible that you're in danger. Not all cases, but very often you still are. And that's why it's so important to have someone who knows what's happening, or to have safety plans so that you know who you can call or where you can go in an emergency.
Where were you?
I was home like I told you I would be. What's the problem?
You got home at like 2 o'clock after school. Come on, what were you doing from 2 to like 8 o'clock?
I had things to do.
Oh, you have things to do. What kind of things do you have to do?
I had a kid to pick up my little sister.
Pick her up? What are you talking about? You can't even drive.
Her daycare's right down the road from my house. I have legs, thank you.
Oh, yeah, because, it must have been such a hike right down the road.
I had a house to clean, I had dinner to prepare, and I had laundry to do. What is your problem?
I'm pretty sure your mom was home there with you.
She was at work. She gets home late on Thursdays. And what were you doing that you were blowing up my phone? I thought you were supposed to be at work.
Oh, excuse me. I was at work. Because I was working, trying to earn money, so I can get out of here.
I don't know why you always have to jump down my throat about every little thing I do. You should be working, not blowing up my phone.
I don't know why you always think I'm jumping down your throat.
John, come on. Every little thing I do, I need to report for you. Where am I? Who am I with? What am I doing? You know what? I'm sick of it.
Yeah, because I'm concerned.
I'm sick of it. I don't know what your problem is. You don't need to talk to me like this, and you need to stop taking it out on me.
Whoa, hey, bro. Hold on a second. Hold on. What was that all about?
Just let it go!
Alright, relax. I'm just wondering, man.
Alright. I'm sorry. It's just... I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, that's all.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. You've been a little intense lately. Listen, alright? I know after that, you probably don't feel much like talking. Alright? I'm not saying we need to sit down for tea and cookies and talk about our emotions or anything. It's just, you just seem kind of off lately, alright? Everything. I know things at home can be a little rough, and lately you just seem like, I don't know, like your skin is under tight or something, So if you would just want to chill after school one day, I don't know, do something. Maybe get your mind off things. Just hit me up, alright?
Yeah, I know. Thanks. It's just... I've just been really stressed lately, and, me and Heather have been arguing more, and at home things are just... I don't know. It's nothing. I'm just being a punk, I guess. But what about you? How's Stacy?
Stacy? Oh, man. Yo, chick's putting me in the poorhouse, man. Chick gonna stay out all the time, go to the movies all the time. Come on, really? We have to go to a mall tonight where I'll be the lucky fella who gets to watch her try on 100 identical necklaces to find the perfect one.
Sounds fantastic.
You bet, man. I'm freaking living the dream right here.
Bet you are.
Sometimes there are signs other than physical marks. If you know someone well enough, there's often a change in their attitude. They become depressed, or they're irritable, or they distance themselves from friends and activities that they normally are part of, just because the stuff that they're trying to hide has them so consumed and so worried and so scared. It's difficult to participate in other things. It's difficult to reach out to other people. You don't know what people are going to say. And a lot of times people don't believe you. They don't believe that it's as bad. Oh, it can't be that bad. Well, you don't live there. You don't know.
Come on, babe. I'm gonna be late.
Where are you going this period?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Oh, sorry. Catch you after third period. History on Europe. Europe conversion.
Justin, can I talk to you for a minute?
What do you want?
What's up with Kelly, man?
What do you mean?
She hasn't been herself lately. Been quiet and just not right. You know what that's about?
I don't know. Maybe there's something going on at home. I haven't noticed anything.
Well, I think you do.
What are you saying to me right now?
You know what? There isn't anything going on at home. The way I see it, Kelly's only got one problem, and it's not at home. And if you don't stop, me and you are gonna have a serious problem.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't want you near Kelly anymore.
You're serious?
Does it look like I'm kidding?
And why the hell would I do that?
I've seen the bruises, and the cuts, and the scrapes. What the hell's wrong with you?
Why are you checking out my girl?
Why'd you hit her?
You didn't answer my question. How are you seeing these cuts, these bruises? I knew there was something going on between you two.
No, don't try and turn this around, Justin. You're such a jerk. She's half your size.
You need to back off and mind your own damn business. Okay? You don't know what goes on between us. You don't hear our conversations. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No, Justin, you're not hearing me right now. If you don't leave Kelly alone, I swear to God.
What?
Go! Back up! Come on, let's go! Get out of here, guys! Go! Fellas, let's go! Now.
Personally, I've always been told that someone who has either been abused in their life as a child, or male or female, is more likely to either be abused when they are older or become an abuser. Is that true, or is that just...
I think that's true. We have to realize that most often we learn our behavior based on our experience. And I found that most people that I deal with don't know what healthy relationships look like. Now, partially it's because you're a teenager. As a teenager, you're learning how to navigate relationships in the first place, okay? So you're trying to determine what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. And sometimes you see things, especially like the pushing and the yelling. And I had an incident actually where I had a client come into the office, and her complaint, one of the things that she listed on her complaint was that he would grab her when she would try to walk away. And he would grab her and shake her and look into her eyes and say, you know, don't leave, I'm trying to talk to you. And she told me, she was like, well, he's just doing that because he really cares about me. And he wants me to listen to what he's saying, and he's getting frustrated because I'm leaving, and he wants to talk about the relationship, and I'm being dismissive. And so I told her, I was like, suppose I came up to you, and I shook you, and I wanted your attention, and I looked in your eyes, and I was really sincere because I wanted you to listen to what I said. How would you handle that? And she was like, well, I wouldn't let you touch me. No, that's inappropriate. And then I said, well, it's inappropriate when he does it as well. And then a light bulb went off for her that she got that, oh, that's inappropriate. And so lots of times I find that it's that they don't know what is inappropriate and what is appropriate. And that's why we try to arm them with the knowledge of that. And back to your question, it's like if you've been around that and that's what you've seen and observed, and as acceptable relationship behaviors, then when you in turn do those or see those things done to you, then you don't identify them as inappropriate behavior.
There's no actual research showing that drugs and alcohol cause abuse, but we do know that they can escalate it. So if there is someone who is abusing drugs or alcohol, then it can definitely make the abuse worse. It can increase the incidence of abuse that are happening. But basically what it does is it releases your inhibitions. And so if maybe you have those tendencies, or you feel that way toward that person, it may make it easier for a person to be abusive, but it doesn't cause the abuse. Another thing about that is, on the flip side, abuse, being abusive or being in an abusive situation can also lead to a person abusing drugs and alcohol. It can lead to someone going and turning to that as a way to escape their situation, unfortunately. So it definitely plays a role in many ways.
You were supposed to call me this morning, then you didn't. You haven't called me back all day. On top of it all, now you're angry at me? No. Alright, you know what? Alright. Be that way, that's real mature. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, you alright?
I think Mom's hurt.
What do you mean?
I don't like it when you're not here.
But where were you?
I didn't go to school today.
You missed another day of school?
Mom couldn't drive me. She's been in her room all day.
Hey, why don't I make you some dinner? Let's see what we got. Never mind. Barbecue sauce, saltines. That doesn't go very well. Peanut butter. Nice. Peanut butter and jelly? Alright, let's see. It's a little old. Hey. Let's see. Like saltines?
Yeah.
How many do you think you could fit in your mouth? Try 2. I'm gonna try 5. Oh.
You know why it's so hard for teens to leave their abusive relationships?
There are a lot of reasons why it can be difficult to leave an abusive relationship, especially for a teenager or a young adult. Some of the obstacles would be the fact that they're dealing with peer pressure. Maybe they're with an abuser who, let's say they're in high school and their abuser is very popular. So they get that status by being attached to that person. So it may be difficult for them to leave because all of their friends and everyone in the school may feel like, you know, you're dropping this status, or how could you leave that person? Other reasons could be embarrassment. Maybe you don't want people to know what's happening. Perhaps you weren't supposed to be dating in the first place, so you know, maybe you don't want people to know about that. There could be situations where you're in fear. Maybe the abuser threatened to hurt you or a family member or someone else if you leave, or possibly themselves. A couple of other obstacles could be immigration status, someone's finances, feeling like they are dependent on the other person. Just even having low self-esteem and believing that I'll never find anyone else to love me like this person sometimes are reasons that are strong enough for someone to stay. Other obstacles could be a person staying because someone is holding a secret over their head. Perhaps they know something about you and they say that if you leave, I'll tell everyone this secret. And for some people, that's enough for them to stay.
It takes the average victim about 6 attempts to leave their abuser. So they move out, they move back in, they move out, they move back in. It really is up to the individual as to when they want to draw that line in the sand.
How did you hear about the crisis center? I didn't even know there was one on the campus.
I think there's a crisis center on every campus.
Well, that's great.
I used to volunteer in one.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad I won.
Me too. Are you gonna call your mom?
No, I think I'll wait. I just don't want to be barking orders and fixing her life. You know,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's get back inside.
Yes.
It's freezing.
Oh my God, it was so cold out there.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to Fred's room. I gotta get my biology book. I'll
Okay.
be right back, okay?
Hello? Sabrina!
Yeah?
It's your mom.
Mom? Mom, what's wrong, Mom? Mom! Oh my God, get away from her! Mom? Mom? Oh my God. My mom is getting attacked. Call 911! Hello?
Hey, please don't be mad. But I didn't say anything to Michael. I'm not trying to make you look bad. I don't talk to anyone about our relationship. Michael just gets worried sometimes. He's like an older brother. What do you mean I can't see him ever again? Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Okay. I love you too. Bye.
Hey, baby.
Hey, Mom. What's up?
I just got a call from Annie, and she said that Michael said you don't want to go on the ski trip.
What, do you want to get on my case now too?
Whoa, what's going on? Baby, talk to me. What is this? Who did this to you? Sweetie, talk to me. Oh my God, what happened to you?
You want to believe that it's an isolated incident. After it happens, the abuser is often so sorry, and you want to believe that it's never going to happen again. And then the alternative, you face homelessness, possibly. You're embarrassed. You don't want to tell your family and your friends what's really going on. Because who wants to go and tell somebody that their spouse is beating them up? You know, how did you get that black eye? Oh, I walked into a door. Yeah, okay. It's not easy. It's like one of those dirty little secrets that everybody wants to hide under the rug.
There are people who say that, I love this person, and they may really feel that they love them. But when you look at abuse, some people try to say that it's an anger management problem and they really don't realize what's happening. But you usually see that abusers oftentimes, in the public view, at school or at their jobs or wherever they are in public, they are able to contain themselves in crisis situations or where there's a high volatile situation, and they only release that anger at home or with their partner. So it's quite obvious that they understand that the behavior is not acceptable and it's not okay to treat someone that way, and it's a choice that they make to treat their partner in this way. If you are in an abusive relationship and you leave, that is one of the most dangerous times for a victim of violence. When a person is either trying to end the relationship or if they have just left the relationship, a lot of times the violence escalates, partly because the other person feels that they are losing the control that they had over you, so they'll try and very hard to get that back. So it is very possible that you're in danger. Not all cases, but very often you still are, and that's why it's so important to have someone who knows what's happening, or to have safety plans so that you know who you can call or where you can go in an emergency.
Is that him again?
No, Mom. I don't know how I'm going to go to school tomorrow.
Sweetie, your dad will be home soon, but I think it's time we called the police. There's something wrong with this guy.
I don't know, Mom. I kind of want this all to just go away.
Sweetie, I know, but...
I'm not gonna be out here forever, Kelly. I'll come in there myself if I have to. Damn it! You ignore my call, Kelly, but you can't ignore me.
Hello. We need help. We're at 468 Clinton Boulevard, and there's someone trying to break into the house. We know who it is. It's my daughter's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. Please, there's something wrong with him.
Where is she?
What are we looking for, sir?
I got a call. My name is John Sanders.
Okay, one second. Go down to room 131.
Take a nice deep breath for me. Good. Now, try to stretch out your arm. Hold it up, stretch it out. Does that hurt?
No.
I'm so sorry for not being there for you, Daddy.
She's gonna be just fine. If you could just wait down the hallway in the waiting room.
John?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
Good, I just saw your sister. She's doing fine. Okay? Your mom is with the police. They're working on a police report. Okay, they might want to speak with you. When she's all settled in, I'm going to take you to go see her. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He might be our father, but how could he do this to my Natty? You're here.
What's wrong? I heard what happened.
She's in there. She's gonna be fine, but she's sleeping now.
What's wrong? Why are you crying?
I'm scared. Just Natty, she's gonna be fine, but I don't know if I am. I don't want to become my father, and I just feel like I'm losing who I am, and oh God, I don't want to become him. I'm just tired of being so angry all the time, and you don't need me yelling at you on the phone 20 times a day. And what's next? I start slapping you around when you piss me off? No. I can't be with you when I already hate myself so much and hate who I'm becoming. I need time to... I need to get my head straight. I gotta talk to somebody. I really think I need help. I just need some time to get my head straight.
I have had instances where I think that the person is genuinely remorseful. But part of it's not only being remorseful, it's about changing your actions. So I have had abusers cry, break down and cry, and be sincerely embarrassed by their behavior, but not want to get help and not recognize that it's an issue that they have to take ownership of and do something about. So I tell everyone it's not only about remorse, it's about taking action so that it won't happen again. The first time that someone comes into my office, the first thing I do is listen and ask them, where are you? How are you? How do you want to proceed? Tell me about the relationship, because many times this is their first relationship. And people underestimate how traumatic it is for them to be in an abusive relationship. So when people are dismissive of the relationship or that person, it only tends to make them circle the wagons, if you will, around that person and be more defensive. And what I try to do in all my conversations is not attack the person. I tell them I don't know that person. I will not judge the person. I judge the relationship and why the actions occurring in that relationship are abusive. And that way the person can step back in a way I think that is more objective than if you attack the person itself.
The largest population of homeless victims is children coming from situations of domestic violence. And so we have a very big children's program at MSP. Kids are the future. You guys are our future. And what we really want is to provide sanctuary for those families and to give children an opportunity to shoot for the stars instead of just sleeping under them. That's why we call this Sanctuary Plus.
Get her in trauma 2. Stat.
I'm looking for the emergency room. Bed. Mom, are you okay? Mom, I'm so sorry, Mom. Mom.
I'm gonna call it. Time of death, 6:45 p.m.
Is she okay?
We did everything we could. Her injuries were just too severe. I'm afraid she's gone.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Can I go see her now?
Come with me.
Mom, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry for not being there. I'm so sorry. Mom! Oh, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm so
We oftentimes, as friends and as family members, want to go to that person, especially if they've been abused, and say, oh my goodness, you need to get out of this situation. You know, this is not right. You deserve better. And we try to start telling them what to do. And when we do that, we are actually taking their control away. Abuse is all about one person trying to have power and control over someone else. So when we go in as friends thinking that we're helping them and telling them what to do to get out of that situation, we're actually taking the place of that abuser, and because we're taking away that person's control. So it's really important, first of all, to just let them know, hey, I don't know exactly what's happening, but I can see that something's going on, you know, and I'm here if you want to talk. I'm here to be a support for you.
Here's some information on a hotline, and let them go take it and make the decision later on. They don't have to tell you whether or not they're seeking help, because they might not want you to know. They might not want to admit when they accept that information from you that that's what they're going to use it for.
And then also, secondly, educating yourself as a friend or a family member, and going to that person and saying, here is some information, here are some resources, this is what I found. We have a healthy relationship quiz on our website that we give out and encourage, you know, young people to give to their friends, because it just helps them to look at their relationship. And it's not necessarily saying you're in an abusive relationship, but it makes them start to look at it. If you have a friend who's an abuser that you know is abusive, you can go to that person and say the same thing. Hey, I'm here to support you, but you know, do you really love this person? And if so, you know, that's not what love is about. When you love someone, you don't hurt them. You don't put them down, you know? So is there something you want to talk about, you know, that's going on with you? Why is this happening? You know, maybe you may want to take a break and, you know, look at some things within yourself. So it's good to just be supportive at all times for your friends, whether they're experiencing abuse or being abusive, and giving them the support so that they can feel free to talk to you or to go to someone else for help.